Hi, what's going on? Today we have a test that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will appreciate it too. I wanted to compare a 4K footage sample cinema, landscape. I did mostly landscape with a G7 compared to a Note 9. Pretty much one of the newest, it's a year old now, but quality of the Note 9 should be comparable with any other modern day smartphone besides your Apple. So you can only get better with Apple iPhones and whatnot. So with the G7, I shot with the 14 to 42 millimeter lens, which is not this. I took off the lens hood to give it more a fair competition between the two. I could have used my GX85, but I wanted to keep only 2-axis stabilization in the lens. I didn't use a power stabilizer that Panasonic offers. I ended up using the Mega one, which is gravity fed or something like that. So there's a couple things that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at artifacting, which is over sharpening of the image. We're going to be looking at how the focus system works. We're going to look at some dynamic range, and pretty much overall, can you get away with a cell phone camera compared to a full-fledged DSLR? So we're going to do this test. I'm not going to tell you what camera is which until the end. We're going to have camera 1 and camera 2. And then you guys can compare for yourself and see what you like better. I did full screen instead of side by side because I wanted to get the full effect. And you might be able to pick it out because one does show artifacting and one does not. You can probably imagine what one will. So the test results, I don't know if you guys got it, but camera 1 was the phone. And then camera 2 was the Luminex G7. The reason why I did the phone first is because I was trying to get it as like a quick and easy, you pull out your phone first. So that's why I did that first. With the phone, it does surprisingly a little bit better with dynamic range than the G7, and I probably suspect that is software related. Same thing with Apple. I noticed that with their Pro series of iPhones right now, I noticed that they have really good dynamic range in direct sunlight, but that is primarily due to all software related. I did notice that the phone camera, to compensate, I guess, for the smaller sensor, it is over sharpening the image, as we can see with some of the pictures. or the videos that I took. Another thing that I will mention about the stabilizer, now I did not use, a power stabilizer with this or any kind of rig. I shot it handheld like this to give it the most fair comparison. I did notice that the phone, instead of giving like a nice smooth transition with the stabilizer, it's actually more like a wobbly effect. And that probably will affect your warp stabilizer. I didn't do that. I didn't do any color grading. I shot this in natural mode, and the phone is their basic mode. So I wanted to keep it as much as a point and shoot as possible. But in conclusion, could you get away with just a smartphone for, filmmaking, basic, point and shoot videos and whatnot? I have used it in the past for a lot of stuff, and I would say probably yes if you don't have a DSLR. I will always prefer this, but I can do on one of my channels, I can probably make together a 1-minute skit or whatever I want and shoot it all with my Note 9, because I do think that's a really good camera. I probably wouldn't do 4K. I'll probably step it down to 1080p because of the limited and overheating caused by the 4K on the Note 9. But other than that, I will say it's a very good candidate against a DSLR in, the $700 to $1,000 price range if you're not spending that. But like I said, always a DSLR is always better to go with that than have something like a phone recording. This was just like a short little video. I wanted to do this comparison for a little bit now, and I'm actually pleased with the results of both. That does have a little bit more contrast with the DSLR. Focus is a little bit smoother, but other than that, I think they did really good comparing each other. I think that's going to wrap up for this video. I have more coming. I got under $500 cameras, best camera bodies. I'm going with used with lens, so that's upcoming. And then I think that's pretty much it. I would like to do more tests like this in the future.